for manager's job, according to reports. Those are the headlines. Now for the local stories for the day. A public transport green bus powered by biofuel, which is the first of its kind in the Arab world, was launched on Monday, December 26, 2022. The fuel was made from date kernel oil by a research team at Sultan Qaboos University. In an achievement that is the first of its kind in the Arab world, Sultan Qaboos University celebrated the launch of the first trip by the Oman National Transport Company Mawassalat bus, which is powered by diesel combined with biofuel produced in the laboratories of Sultan Qaboos University and extracted from date palm kernels. The inauguration of the event was sponsored by His Highness Sayyid Dr. Fahad bin Al-Jalandi Al Said, President of the University, in the presence of His Excellency Engineer Khamis bin Muhammad Al Shamaki, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology for Transport, and a number of other officials. The journey started from the Sultan Qaboos University Cultural Center in Al Khod, which continued to Sultan Qaboos Street, the Al Alam Palace, and then back to the starting point. His Highness the President of the University expressed his happiness with this achievement, pointing out that it translates the importance of cooperation and integration between scientific research institutions and the government and private sectors in implementing this type of national initiative that achieves a number of strategic goals, including upgrading the scientific research system in the Sultanate of Oman and transforming knowledge into an economic return by finding solutions and alternatives to the challenges facing the economic sectors. His Excellency, the Under Secretary of the Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology for Transport, said that this achievement coincides with the government's initiative to shift towards renewable energy, as the transport sector represents a large part of the current carbon emissions, including public transport services operated by the Mawassalat company. Thus, this type of initiative contributes significantly to the carbon balance process. His Excellency pointed out the importance of intensifying efforts and cooperation between higher education and scientific research institutions and the public and private sectors to push for more of these national initiatives that will contribute to enabling the transport sector to achieve national goals and reach zero carbon neutrality by 2050. The project also aims to produce biodiesel extracted from date kernel oil using an innovative recyclable chemical catalyst, thus reducing production costs and being commercially competitive. The National Center for Statistics and Information revealed that a significant increase in the revenues of hotels with a rating of 3 to 5 stars increased by 91.7% until the end of November 2022, reaching Omani Riyal 161,262,000. The statistics indicated that the total number of guests in hotels with a rating of 3 to 5 stars in the Sultanate of Oman increased by 33.9% to reach, by the end of November 2022, about 1,449,511 compared to 1,082,921 guests in the same period in 2021, while the occupancy rate recorded a growth of 18.2%. According to NCSI, the number of Gulf guests grew significantly, amounting to 418.8%, from 27,985 at the end of November 2021 to 145,192 guests until the end of November 2022, followed by European guests, whose numbers grew by 327%, from 71,951 guests to 307,268 guests during the same period. The number of Omani guests decreased by 14.9% from 756,661 at the end of November 2021 to 643,859 until the end of November 2022. Statistics of NCSI showed that the number of American guests until the end of November 2022 reached about 52,625, an increase of 185.1% compared to the same period in 2021, and the number of guests from the African continent reached 7,807 with a growth rate of 98.4%. The number of Asian guests also increased by 53% from 124,675 to 190,700 during the same period. A number of the Sultanate of Oman's governorates may witness isolated thunderstorms on Monday. Oman Meteorology said in its weather forecast the following. The weather will be partly cloudy to cloudy skies over the northern governorates, with chances of isolated rain and occasional thunderstorms. Clear to partly cloudy skies are expected over the rest of the governorates, with chances of late night to early morning low-level clouds or fog patches over parts of Al-Wusta, South Al-Sharqiya and Dhofar governorate. The meteorology stated previously in its weather report number 2, which was issued on Sunday, that trough of new low pressure will likely affect the atmosphere of the Sultanate of Oman, starting gradually from Monday afternoon and will continue until Wednesday. The trough will be associated with cloud advection and chances of different intensities of thunderstorms over the governorates of Musandam, North Al-Batana, South Al-Batana, Al-Buremi, Al-Dakhliya, Muscat, Al-Dahira, North Al-Sharqiya and South Al-Sharqiya. Those are the local stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with international news. Stay tuned.
Circly just landed in Oman. Now you can enjoy your life and save through unlimited buy two for the price of one offers and discounts starting 20% onwards at more than 2,000 leading vendors covering all your needs. Download Circly Oman mobile application, subscribe and try 1 month for free. Upgrade your lifestyle with Circly Oman.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international stories. British monarch King Charles hosted the first traditional Christmas after the coronation and called it a point in time for those who lost their loved ones in a broadcast on Sunday. Christmas is a particular point in time for all of us who have lost loved ones. We feel their absence at every familiar turn of the season, and it remembers in any cherished tradition. The British monarch said in his Christmas broadcast. King Charles also reflected on Queen Elizabeth II's faith in people and thanked those who have given their time to help others. Moreover, he hailed the heartfelt solidarity of people across the recession-hit UK struggling with the worsening cost of living crisis. My mother's belief in the power of that light was an essential part of her faith in God, but also her faith in people, and it is one which I share with my whole heart. It is a belief in the extraordinary ability of each person to touch with goodness and compassion the lives of others and to shine a light in the world around them, the king said. The 74-year-old monarch picked a multi-faith theme centered on the uniting concept of light triumphing over darkness, which is honored by all faiths. King Charles automatically became king on the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth, in September. Charles will become the oldest monarch in British history to sit on the throne. The death toll of people killed has risen to 26 as frosty winters continue to sweep large parts of the US, sources reported on Sunday. As a consequence of the Arctic blast and the winter storm, numerous people have died as a consequence of weather-related road accidents or the cold. Buffalo, New York has been the hardest impacted city in the country, with at least 7 people confirmed deceased as a result of the storm. As of 7 a.m. Sunday, the National Weather Service reported 43 inches of snow at Buffalo's airport. The storm has sent temperatures well below freezing across the U.S. and has destroyed Christmas Eve for many. As it pounded regions, the storm delivered hurricane-force winds and whiteout conditions. All kinds of transportation, planes, trains and vehicles were disrupted due to the storm this holiday weekend, closing hundreds of miles of road and air travel cancellations. Plummeting temperatures were predicted to bring the coldest Christmas Eve on record to several cities from Pennsylvania to Georgia. In New York, flooding along the Long Island Railroad forced part of the Long Beach branch to temporarily shut down also. The Taliban-appointed acting Minister of Higher Education of Afghanistan, Nida Mohammad Nadeem, said there is no opposition to the barring of women from university education in the country. This comes at a time when the Taliban is attracting criticism over the matter from around the world, sources reported. The statement was given by Nadeem while addressing a meeting with officials of private universities. According to a press report, Nadeem said the following: "There has been no opposition to the education of girls as per the recent decree of this ministry." He further said that the Taliban does not intend to oppose the education of the new generation, but wants to develop a system according to the Islamic Sharia law and the values of Afghanistan. According to the report, the Taliban-appointed education minister also pointed out the formation of a joint commission between the education ministry and university professors for reiterating these sectors should prepare in accordance with the legal provisions of the ministry. However, to express their frustration and anger on the issues of university education for female students banned by the Taliban, many male students from private and public universities have gone on strike chanting slogans like "Education for all or none." Contradicting Nadeem's opinion on the education ban for female students in Afghanistan, Grand Imam of Egypt's Al-Azhar University, Ahmad Al-Tayyib, called for the Taliban to reconsider their decision to ban Afghan women from accessing university education, saying the decision contradicts Sharia. "I have offered my resignation to the Ministry of Higher Education as a protest and in support of our sisters. There are some other lecturers who are trying to continue their process of resignation," said Ihsanullah Rahmani, a lecturer from Kabul Polytechnic University who is in Turkey for his master's degree. A group of students from different universities in Pakistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, in response to the decision, held a protest on Friday and demanded the reopening of universities for women in Afghanistan. On Wednesday, the UN mission in Afghanistan expressed the outrage of millions of Afghans and the international community over the decision by the Islamic regime and called on the de facto authorities to revoke the decision immediately. Those are the international stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with sports news. Stay tuned.
Circly just landed in Oman. Now you can enjoy your life and save through unlimited buy two for the price of one offers and discounts starting 20% onwards at more than 2,000 leading vendors covering all your needs. Download Circly Oman mobile application, subscribe and try 1 month for free. Upgrade your lifestyle with Circly Oman.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the sports news. A fleet of 109 boats set sail on Monday from Sydney Harbour to embark on a 628 nautical mile journey in the 2022 Sydney to Hobart yacht race. The 77th edition of the race began at 1 p.m. local time on Boxing Day with the starting cannon fired as per tradition. Before that, the participating boats ranging from the super maxis to smaller 30-footers had already warmed up to get as close as possible to the starting lines without crossing them. According to the course outlined by the race's organizers, the fleet sails out into the Tasman Sea after departing from the Sydney Harbour, down the southeast coast of mainland Australia, across the Bass Strait, then down to the east coast of Tasmania. At Tasman Islands, the fleet turns right into Storm Bay for the final sail up the Derwent River to the historic port city of Hobart. Pre-race briefing from Australia's Bureau of Meteorology showed that drizzly and misty conditions are possible across the Bass Strait on Tuesday, but light rain is more likely to develop on Wednesday or Thursday when a trough is forecast across Tasmania. Since its inception in 1945, the Sydney to Hobart yacht race has become an iconic event of Australia's summer sport, with trophies in a number of categories up for grabs annually. Zinedine Zidane has emerged as a front-runner to assume Brazil's vacant head coaching job, according to media reports in the South American country. Zidane has been linked with the France managerial role but could make Brazil a priority if Didier Deschamps remains in charge of the Les Bleus, sources reported on Sunday. Deschamps told reporters after France's defeat to Argentina in the World Cup final last Sunday on December 18th that he would discuss his future with French Football Federation chiefs in the coming days. Zidane, 50, has been out of work since parting ways with Real Madrid, whom he led to 3 consecutive UEFA Champions League titles in May last year. Brazil's head coaching position became vacant earlier this month when Tite stepped down following the team's World Cup quarter-final defeat to Croatia. Others too have been linked to the job, including Carlo Ancelotti, Jose Mourinho, Thomas Tuchel and Abel Ferreira. Those were all the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.